Hello, in this video I'm going to cover the installation of OBIEE 11117 on a Windows 7 64-bit machine. Before you start the installation, you need to install a Microsoft Loopback adapter and a database. I'll be using an Oracle database for this installation. So then we'll start by looking for the installation files. This link over here will take you to Oracle's website. Go ahead and accept the license agreement and then download the files pertinent to your particular platform. Also download the repository creation utility installer. Once you have all the installation files, start by unzipping the RCU installer. Next, go to the folder where you've extracted the RCU files. And run the installer. Click Next. Since we are creating new schemas, I'll keep the default selection. On this screen, you'll fill in the details for the database that's going to hold the OBIEE schemas. Also, you need to ensure that you have sysdba access to the database. Click Next. This states that I'm not using the character set recommended by Oracle. You can go ahead and ignore this message. On this screen, select Oracle Business Intelligence. You'll notice that it has automatically selected the AS Common schema as well. And that is alright. You can give whatever prefix you want to give to these schemas. I usually tend to go with dev, test, and prod. Click Next. This is where you assign a password for the schemas. Remember this password as you'll need to connect to these schemas when you install OBIEE. Click Next. Next. Click OK. On this screen, you can double check the details of the schema that are going to be deployed. As you can see, we have two schemas over here, dev_MDS and dev_BI platform. These are the two schemas that are required for installing OBIEE. If you're satisfied with the schema name and the tablespace name, go ahead and click on Create. Alright, this screen shows that the two schemas were deployed. Go ahead and click on Close. It is not necessary that the database that holds the OBIEE schemas is on the same machine as the machine that deploys OBIEE. You just need to make sure that the OBIEE machine is able to communicate with the database machine. Now I'm going to go ahead and unzip the OBIEE installation files. Make sure that you unzip all of these files in the same folder. Now I'm going to go ahead and extract the second zip file in the same folder as the first one. And now I'm going to do the same for the remaining two zip files. Now that we have extracted all the zip files, you should have a folder structure that looks like this. Go to BI Ship Home, Disk 1, and here's the installer. So I'm going to right click on it and run it as administrator. Click Next on the screen. Select Skip Software Updates and click Next. I'm going to select Enterprise Install over here. Hit Next. Set a password over here for the WebLogic user ID. Make a note of this password as this is the admin password for OBIEE. Click Next. On this screen, you'll select a middleware location for OBIEE. And I'm going to create a new folder called OBIEE_MW. Click Next. You can ignore this message and click Yes to continue. On this screen, you have the option to select the components that you would like to install. For OBIEE, you do not have to install the SBase suite, but I'm going to go ahead and keep that checked. Click Next. If you see this message over here, that means that the Oracle home variable is already set on your machine. Probably you're using an Oracle database. For this installation to go through, you need to unset the Oracle_home variable. Go to the command prompt. Type set Oracle_home to see the variable's current path. And then type set Oracle_home is equal to and leave it blank. As you can see, we now get a message saying that the variable is not defined. Now from this very same command prompt window, I'm going to go to the folder that has the installer. And I'm going to execute setup.exe from here. Click Next. I'm going to use the same folder that I had set up during the previous failed installation since nothing got installed in that middleware folder. And now when you hit next, you shouldn't get an error. There you go. On this screen, you'll enter the database details. Enter the hostname where the database is installed, the port number, and the service name. Enter the BI platform username. We had set it to dev_BI platform, and the password for that schema. You'll notice that the installer automatically goes ahead and fills in the details for the MDS schema. Make sure that the schema name is correct, and then hit Next. On this screen, you have the option to set the ports on which you want the OBIEE services to run. I'm going to leave it to auto port configuration. Hit Next. I'm going to uncheck this option over here and click Next. If you want, you can save all these details by clicking the Save button over here, and then hit Install to start the installation. Once the configuration is complete, go ahead and click Next. You can click on the Save button over here to save all the configuration details. Click Finish, and that should bring up the OBIEE login page. Now you can log into OBIEE using the WebLogic credentials that you had set up during installation. And that concludes the installation. Thanks for watching this video.